we're going to look at literal equation or change the subject of an equation or a formula. When we talk about literal equation, it means that equation with more than one variable, and we often be asked to solve the equation for a given variable, and the goal is to isolate the given variable. It's the same as solving equation, and the only difference is that here we are going to be dealing with a lot of more variables, and this is very important. It helps us when we get to physical science and or physics, as other people will call it, chemistry and accounting and all that. It can able to help us to calculate a different variable. So this is really related to other subjects, so we have to make a very good note here. That's the reason why I'm recording a second video on this very topic. Okay, before we get into solving the literal equation, or as other people call it, change the subject of equation, let's get a little concept down here. So if you have, say, letter C minus C, if you have any number subtracting itself is always equals to 0. The same thing work for variable. If you have M minus M is 0. And on another note, if we have, say, 5 divided by 5, the number divided by itself is 1. In the same sense, if you have any letter, say, y divided by y, it's also equals to 1. Let's look at example 1 here. We have been asked to solve for 3x plus 6 equals to 12, and then we want to solve for x in this equation. So x is here, we have 3, it's multiplying by 3 and it's added with 6y. So we need to get rid of the 6y and the 3. But first of all, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Anytime you're solving equation, you're doing PEMDAS or board mass in a backwards way. So let's get this one out of the way, or this will be the appropriate one for us to get it out of the way. So here we will write our 3 plus 6, give a little space, and here. So we want to get rid of this one here. So we will subtract with the equal amount, and we have to repeat the same thing here. Here becomes 0, leaving us with 3x equals to 12 minus 6y. I need to get rid of the 3 here. It's multiplying, so we will divide. So we will divide here by 3, and we will divide here by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we get x. And here we can rewrite it as 12 divided by 3 minus 6y divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. This is our final answer. We have able to make x the subject of this equation, or we have able to solve x in this equation, and that gave us this in a simplified form. So we have been 7x minus 3y equals to 90, and we have been asked to solve for x. So in the same way, x is multiplying by 7, it's being subtracted by 3y, so we need to get rid of this here. First of all, we will add here plus 3. We have to add the opposite 4 so that there will be 0, and we have to repeat the same thing here. This 10 to 0 plus 7x is equals to 9t minus 3 plus 3y. Here we need to get rid of 7. It's multiplying, so we are going to divide so that they will turn into 1. We divide here by 7, and we repeat the same thing here. Goes away, giving us with 9t plus 3y equals to 7. Here we realize that 7 is not divisible. If we want to do more and more, we can factor 3 out, because 3 is common here. So we take 3 out, parenthesis. 3 times what will give us 9? 3 times 3. So here it becomes 3t plus 3 times what will give us 3 is 1. So here we got 1y, but we write it as y, and then all over 7. And this is the simplest way we can get to, and we are done. Right, we have been asked to solve for y in this equation. 3ky plus 5ky equals to 64. Here we realize that we are solving for y, and it's here and it's here. And 3ky plus 5ky is a like term. It's like you have 3 oranges and 5 oranges. So you put all of them together. So 3 plus 5. That gives us 8ky equals to 64. Now we want to solve for y, and it's being multiplied by 8k. So we will divide here by 8k, and we have to repeat the same thing here. Now 8k divided by 8k is like y divided by y, or 5 divided by 5. Give us 1. So they turn into 1, leaving 1y, which we write it as y. And here we realize that 8 is divisible by 64. 64 divided by 8 is 8. So here we will get the up there. We're trying to simplify. So what is happening is here we're dividing here by 8, and we are repeating the same thing here. So 64 divided by 8 is 8. And 8k divided by 8 gives us 1k, which is k. So we are left with this as the answer. Okay, we have been asked to solve for g in this equation. W is equals to square root of g t squared minus h. Okay, one thing that we did not talk about is if we have t squared and we take a square root of it, and when we are looking at the positive side of it, then we can say that it's t. So here we're going to need that idea. We need to get to g, and it's under the square root, so we will need to get rid of it. But before then, we need to get rid of this minus h here. So to do that, make here 0, we have to add the equal. So here we'll add plus h, and then we will add plus h here. So here we got w plus h equals to square root of gt squared. Now we need to get rid of the square root here. So opposite of square root is squared. So we're going to square. We will square the whole of this, and we have to repeat the same thing here. Once we do that, this goes away, leaving us with g plus t all squared goes to gt squared. Now we want to solve for g, not gt squared. It's being multiplied by gt squared, so we need to get rid of the t squared. So for us to do that, we will divide here by t squared, and we'll repeat the same thing here. So t squared will turn into 1, goes away, and then we got that. So let's rewrite that. So we got tw as h all squared over t squared equals to g. Now if we want, we can turn it around and we say, oh, g is equals to, we see a square here, so we can bring all on one fold. So all over t, and then we can write it as such. And this is the simplified form that we can get to. Okay, so here we want to make r the subject of this equation or this formula. V is equals to 4 divided by 3 pi r cubed, and they want us to isolate the cube. So here realize that it's been multiplied by 4 pi and being divided by 3. So if we want, we can rewrite this as 4 pi r cubed all divided by 3. This is the same thing as that. We want to get rid of 3. It's being divided, so we will multiply. So we will multiply here by 3, and we will do the same thing here. When that happens, we are having the same number divided by itself, so it will turn into 1, so they will go away, leaving us with 3v equals to 4 pi r cubed. Here we are trying to solve for r, but we have r cubed here, and it's being multiplied by 4 pi. So we will divide both sides by 4 pi. And we will repeat the same thing here. 4 pi down here. So it will turn into 1. So right now we got 3v over 4 pi equals to r cubed. We need to get rid of this cube here. So we will take opposite. And the opposite is going to be cubic root. So cubic root. So we will take cubic root. So we will take cubic root here, right here, cubic root, and we will repeat the same thing here. Once we do that, this goes away, leaving us with r. And that's what we are looking for. We will rewrite this cubic root here, 3v over 4. We want to make x the subject of this equation. Y is equals to 8 times b to the power x. This is the exponential function formula. Here we have been asked to make this the subject. Let's see how we can able to do this. R is being attached by b and a. So first of all, it's being multiplied by a, and it has a base of b, so we can get rid of this a. Let's multiply and let's divide. We divide here by a, repeat the same thing here. This is the exponent, and now we wanna get this one here. So for us to do that, we are going to take log on both sides, and that will help us to get that, because exponent has something to do with log. So we will take log here, and we will take log here. Once we do that, the log, when it's dividing, we can write it as a subtraction. So we can write this as log y minus equals to, since we have a log of base to the power x, the x can come down in front of the log. So we will have x log of b. So that will really work perfectly. Now I want to isolate this. It's being multiplied by a log of b, so we are going to divide both sides by a log of b. Divide here by log b, and now we will do the same thing, log b. Once we do that, we have log b down here and log b up here. It turns into 1, they go away. And here we have log, so that also can go away, leaving us with y minus a equals to x. And we are done. Let's look at our last example. We have been asked to make x a subject or solve for x in this equation here. We have a parenthesis in there. First of all, we need to get rid of this division, though it contains the x that we are looking for. But let's bring it up. It's being as a denominator, it's going to make it hard, so let's bring it up. So for us to get this one out of the denominator, we have to multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides with the 3x. So we will multiply here 3x, and we will do the same thing here, 3x. This becomes 3x divided by 3x, which turns into 1. This goes away. Now we have 3tx. We can write it this way in alphabetical order. We have y, to parenthesis y plus 2. Here we have x here, and we have x here. Here the x is hiding in the parenthesis, so let's get rid of the parenthesis. As we all know, when we want to get rid of the parenthesis, we don't just erase it. We have to, it's a distributive, it's multiplying, so we have to distribute. So we will distribute this, and we get yx, and then we will distribute to that, and we will get 2y. We bring this one down, 3tx here. Now we have x here, we have x here. Let's bring them together and see what can come out. So we will subtract here by yx. We have to repeat the same thing here, yx. If that is the case, variable subtracting by itself turns into 0. So here we will have our 3tx minus yx equals to, this will go away, equals to 2y. Realize that there's x here, there's x here. We can bring it outside, or we will say we will factor it out. So we will have our x out. We have, it was 3tx. We have taken the x out. What is left is 3t. By the 3t, we bring our operation, which is minus. It was yx. We have taken the x out. We left with y here, equals to 2y. Now we have been asked to solve for x. It's been multiplied by 3t minus 1, so y. So we're going to divide both sides by 3t minus y to get rid of it. So we will divide here by 3t minus y, and we will repeat the same thing here. This is the same as here. It turns into 1, it goes away. Now we got 2y all divided by 3t minus y, and we are done. Please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.